In this video, I'm going to show you how to write a VSL with a single prompt. So over the last 6 to 8 months, I have been really trying to perfect how to write a VSL using AI. And over the last few months, we've really been able to crack the code, because not only does it allow us to write them like 40 to 50% faster, but it allows us to test more. And if you know anything about marketing, the more variations that you can test, the higher of a chance you will end up finding a winner. So in this video, we really have one main goal. Is we want to be able to write a 15-minute long VSL in at least one prompt. I know sometimes with Claude, it will ask you a few questions before it actually does it. I'm going to try to get everything that we need all inside of one prompt, so that way it doesn't have to ask me so many questions over and over and over again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under projects real quick. I'm just pulling something up. And now let me come over here and share my screen. Perfect. So now I'm just going to paste in. I want to bring in the information. I'm going to come over here and I am going to fill this with the information that it needs. As you can see, I already have a lot of information over here trained for the AI. So I can't share these with you, unfortunately, because they are proprietary to different masterminds, coaching programs, and everything there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. So I want to bring this information in and study it, because we are going to write a 15-minute long video sales letter. The sales letter should be 150 words per minute spoken. Before you do anything, please verify that you understand what I'm telling you. Okay, so maybe it's not going to be one single prompt, just because I want to make sure that it understands what we are doing before we do it. So some key things to remember. One, being as clear as possible is the most important, because we want and need clarity in order to make sure this converts the highest. So another thing to remember is we don't just write it with AI. We use AI as the base just to kind of get everything where we need it to be. And then what we do after that is we'll go line by line through the VSL. We'll read it out loud. If there's anything that we might stumble on, then we change that. I'm dyslexic, so reading it out loud in the first place is just a little bit more difficult for me. But that is actually my superpower, because then I'm able to really just understand, is this in the simplest form that it can be in? So number one, just be as clear as possible. Stick to a maximum of an 8th grade reading level, and do not go higher than that. We want to be dimensional. Obviously, I guess I can't spell. Dimensional with our words, and paint a vivid picture in the mind of who we are speaking to. And then we want to focus on layer 3 psychology, so that way we can speak to their deepest pains, desires, aspirations, etc. Before you do anything, please verify you understand what I'm telling you to do. So now I'm just going to submit it. And then, of course, what it's doing is it's going through all of the information and it's going to let me know. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this 12-step video sales letter script from Digital Marketer. I'm just going to copy this over. So what we want to do is follow this 12-step video sales letter framework. I got this video. So let's take a step back real quick. I got this video sales letter template from Digital Marketer. It's in one of their, I believe, their copywriting course. So if you want that, go to Digital Marketer. Unfortunately, I can't share it just because it is proprietary. But now let's get back into the regular programming. Perfect. So we want to use this 12-step video sales letter. What we want to do is follow this 12-step video sales letter framework, making sure we're speaking to the target audience as I previously mentioned, as well as making sure it's 150 words per spoken minute. Here's the 12 steps. Let's put the social proof section after we break down how it works, and then we'll push them to book a free marriage reset breakthrough call. And then, of course, here's the 12 steps, and it pasted it up. So now what it's going to do is it's going to start, well, I guess now it's asking me another question. Of course, I'm trying to do this in one prompt. And of course, what does it do? It makes it a little bit difficult to do it in one prompt. I don't really love the hook that it created. So what I'm going to say, this is a good start. However, the hook and angle you chose isn't great. Let's create a better hook. Remember this. One, we want to be more conversational and written as if someone is speaking, because this will be read word for word. And then we want to use an angle that speaks to layer 3 psychology. And then, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Actually, let's do make it more dimensional. I fucking spelt that wrong again. Like, how are you a copywriter and you can't even spell dimensional? What are you? Do you have dementia? Make it more dimensional and vivid imagery. Good, spelt that right. So now, of course, it's gonna do what this does. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm gonna, yes, please continue. The one thing that's been annoying me with Claude lately is it has been doing this where it doesn't finish what you want it to finish. It really sucks, because when I'm trying to do like a video like this and it just asks me to like keep going. But then what really kind of sucks is we all know Claude, what it does is continue with the script. So with Claude, we know that it charges you not charges you, but you run out of credits pretty quickly. I think it's like 20 to 25 every so hours and stuff like that. And now when it does stuff like this, it just makes you burn through your credits pretty quickly. But I haven't found anything that really does the best. You can like try to tell it to finish the rest of the script and stuff like that. But sometimes it continues to do what Claude started to do. It never used to do this. It would just write the full script in one go. So yeah, now what we'll do is we'll actually open this in a doc.new. We'll come over here. We will paste from a markdown, and then I'll just read some of it to you. So, you know that moment, the one where you're lying next to your spouse, but you might as well be sleeping next to a stranger? Maybe you just tried to reach out to touch their hand or snuggle closer, but they rolled away again. And in the silent darkness, your mind starts racing, wondering how you got here, wondering what happened to the person who used to light up when you walked into the room, the one who couldn't wait to share their day with you, who used to look at you like you were their whole world. Now you feel invisible in your own marriage. The conversations are surface level if they happen at all. The I love yous feel hollow if they're even said, and that spark, that connection you used to have, it feels like a distant memory. I know that in the pit of my stomach. The ache in your chest, I know that pit in your stomach, the ache in your chest, the one that shows up every time they choose their phone over talking to you, every time they shut down when you try to get close, every time they say, I'm fine, when you know they're not. You've probably tried everything you can think of to fix your marriage counseling, self-help books, give them space, be more loving, walking on eggshells to avoid another argument, but nothing's working. In fact, it feels like everything you try just pushes them further away. And the worst part, you're starting to wonder if maybe you're just not enough anymore. I want you to know something important. This isn't your fault and you're not alone. My name is Chris, and I'm about to share with you. My name is Chris, again, dyslexic. So what I would do, because this kind of screwed up, I would change it, because if it's hard for me to read, then it could be hard for someone else to read. And we just want it to flow as much as possible. So my name is Chris, and what I'm about to share with you changed everything for me and for thousands of other marriages that were on the brink of disaster. See, 7 years ago, my wife didn't just feel distant. She kicked me out. She said she was done, that the love was gone. The crazy thing, I was doing everything right, reading all the marriage books, going to counseling, trying to be more loving, more patient, more understanding, but it was like throwing water on a grease fire. Every attempt to fix things just made things worse. So we're really connecting with them on a deep level. We're painting the same picture that they're going through and letting them know that, Chris has gone through it as well. And I know that's exactly where many of you are right now, confused, hurt, wondering how to save your marriage, or wondering how trying to save your marriage could actually be destroying it. Every day I talk to women with the same story. They say things like, Chris, I feel like I'm living with a roommate instead of my husband. We barely talk anymore. And when we do, it's just about logistics, kids, bills, schedules. The emotional connection is just gone. Or they'll tell me, I've tried everything. I bent over backwards to make them happy. I've changed how I look, what I say, how I act, but nothing works. It's like the more I try to pull them closer, the more they pull away. Some aren't even hearing those words, like the words that cut like a knife. Some are even hearing those words that cut like a knife. I love you, but I'm not in love with you anymore. And you know what's making everything worse? All that well-meaning advice from friends and family, just give them space. Have you tried date nights? Maybe if you spice things up in the bedroom, you should go to marriage counseling. But here's what nobody's telling you. The solutions are based on complete misunderstanding of what's really going on in your marriage. Let me paint a picture of where this road leads if nothing changes. And then we just kind of like future pace as we aggravate the problem. And then we go into presenting the solution, how it's different than what else is on the market. Then we establish the authority. We explain how it works, let them know. Social proof. What I actually like to do is I like to weave in social proof throughout. So if we say something like right here, it feels like a distant memory, I would try to find a testimonial or some type of video where it actually says that specific thing that they were dealing with. And then what we do is we'll weave in, once we talk about how their life is different, like down here, I would weave in the next thing that kind of happened in the opposite side of the coin, where now it's that testimonial that they seen at the beginning talking about all the negative things, and we weave in something positive and how their life is completely changed because of this program. So again, just using testimonials of people that have gone through the same stuff. Right now you're standing at a crossroads. Down one path lies more of the same, more loneliness, more distance, more nights lying next to someone who feels like a stranger, maybe even divorced. But there's another path one that leads to the kind of marriage you've always wanted, where you feel cherished, valued, and truly loved, where your spouse lights up when you walk in the room, where you're truly partners in life, not just roommates sharing a house. I'd like to help you take the first step down that better path. I'm inviting you to join me for a free marriage reset breakthrough call. This isn't some generic strategy session. This is a deep dive into your specific situation. Then it just kind of tells them what they'll be doing on the call. We handle some objections that might kind of come up. I hear you, and I want you to know I've seen marriages come back from everything: affairs, separations, signed divorce papers, even couples who haven't spoken in months. That's exactly why I want to speak with you personally, because until we dive deep into your specific situation, you won't know what's possible. Remember, this call is completely free and there's no obligation. The worst that can happen, you spend 45 minutes getting crystal clear about what's really going on in your marriage. The best, this could be the moment that you look back on as everything started to change. Then we go into the final scarcity and call to action, and then it ends. And that is literally how we write VSLs at Scale Your Offers. If you want to hire us to write your VSLs, not only do we do this, we literally go line by line, make sure everything is flowing right, make sure everything hits how it's supposed to hit, and we just make sure that everything converts how it needs to convert, because that's the number one KPI that we track at Scale Your Offers, is we track our client revenue. And if we're not generating revenue for our clients, then honestly, we shouldn't be in business. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me switch back here real quick. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be posting again these videos every other Wednesday. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe, hit the notification bell. And then if you want to tune in to where I tune in when I sit down and talk to just different experts from all different types of industries and understand their stories, what made them successful, and how they end up helping their clients. And really each episode is almost just a mini masterclass where I sit down with them, get all the information that you need to be more successful in life, business, health, happiness, relationships, spirituality, everything that you could think of. So those are every other Wednesday as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week.